I'm sure by now, it's been weeks. You know how eBay is going to be banning like just anime in general. No, not just hentai, not just like actual sexy stuff. Even figures in sexy poses are now going to be banned on eBay. If you thought that was bad, they decided to say, hold my soy milk, and now they're coming out with this. eBay says it will let governments automatically remove listings. Look at the screen, I'm not lying. Now, you could actually read this multiple ways, though. There is one possibility that makes eBay the good guy here. Because I've pointed out to you guys before that this is how Western governments censor. They usually use corporations as their scapegoats, their fall guys, their middlemen. You know, one of the main reasons that banks and payment processors deplatform people is because of the government. The government punishes the banks for what their customers do with that money. If one of the bank's customers was money laundering, the bank gets in trouble with the government. So the government kind of strong arms the banks into deplatforming people. Like, you guys remember Operation Choke Point? And then they play dumb. It's like, oh, what are you talking about, guys? It's only censorship when the government does it. Like, oh, but my private company, we got nothing to do with it. So if you look at that, that actually reveals a possibility that maybe eBay are, maybe if they're not the good guys, but this could be a cry for help. Or at the very least, they're making sure that the government can't use them as the fall guy. Because I can guarantee you that up until this announcement, governments were demanding that eBay delist things, and eBay has been complying with government demands. And now eBay's just like, man, I'm getting sick and tired of taking all the blame for the shit the government forces me to do. So I'm just gonna remove, just throw back the curtain. It's like, nope, I'm done playing these games. Now, you pissed that your listing got removed? Talk to your government. They're the ones that removed it. So I just wanted to throw that out before I got into this article. There's multiple ways you can look at this. And I think that at least in part, my speculation right now is correct. Because I know for a fact that eBay has been having to bend over for the government on a lot of things. And now they're just putting it out into the open. And I can guarantee you the government's actually not going to be happy about this. What the government wants is for eBay to do exactly this, but in private. Keep it on the down low. So people keep blaming eBay for all the delistings, not even knowing that it was the government that was doing it. That's what the government wants. So good on eBay for having the balls to remove that level of deception, though. So at least I'll give them that. So in a move that observers fear may represent a setback for a fair moderation of product listings and of content in general, e-commerce giant eBay has announced that it is proceeding with a project aimed at allowing government regulators to remove items they see as dangerous listings directly from the site with no need to consult the company. Again, give eBay a little bit of a benefit of the doubt here. Do you really think if the government consulted eBay and said, we want you to remove this listing, do you really think eBay has the power to say no? What's the point in even going through the company if they have no right to refuse anyway? May as well just let the government do it directly so the people know exactly who to blame. If you don't like this, then vote correctly. Now, eBay is also letting regulators from some 50 countries around the world decide that there is enough evidence that a listing might pose a risk to consumers. And once eBay declares these offices as trusted authority, their power to remove items from the site will be unlimited. The company has not yet revealed the criteria which will guide this selection of state authorities it trusts to make decisions in its place. Now, this would be a disaster if you could go to like other countries' eBay sites and change listings there. Because honestly, I don't really care too much about what the US eBay does, because you can buy things internationally all the time, you know? As long as the Japanese eBay site doesn't follow this bullshit. But imagine if they gave the power to the US government to remove a listing on Japan's eBay, for example. I wouldn't put it past eBay to do something that stupid. The company said the aim is to speed up and streamline the process of removal of listings, while the ones designated as dangerous will be considered either illegal or unsafe, and authorities will be able to delete them without further interacting with eBay. So what they're setting up is a system that's almost as bad, if not worse, than the DMCA. Because right now, the way the DMCA works is basically listen and believe. They don't investigate at all. Like, oh, we got a DMCA claim, we have to pull it down. And then after jerking you around for 3 weeks, we're going to investigate and determine you didn't do nothing, and we're going to put it back up. Oh, no, yeah, we completely destroyed your business during those 3 weeks. Let's deal with it. That's just the world we live in. That's the system eBay's going to have now. These agencies that are going to be pulling listings down, you know they're not going to have to provide any proof. They're just going to show up and yank it. And if you don't like it, well, maybe if you're lucky, a few months later, they'll put the listing back up. eBay is taking up the project to wash its hands off responsibility for this type of online moderation as something that others in the industry will adopt as well, describing at the same time collaboration with authorities as vital. Yeah, because again, what's the benefits to eBay to continue doing this in the government's place? Because the government is the one that's forcing eBay to do most of its censorship. Because let's be honest, activists aside, if they didn't have to police their marketplace, they wouldn't. They just let literally anything up there. Because that's what makes them the most money and costs them the least amount of money to maintain. But the government forces them to do this stuff. So I actually think this is a brilliant move on eBay's part. We're done being your middleman. We're done being your scapegoat. We're done being the boogeyman for this censorship. We're now going to give you, the government, the power to remove things at will. Have at it. And everyone's going to know exactly who's doing it, too. So no more hiding behind my private company. But some, like Daphne Keller of Stanford Cyber Policy Center, formerly of Google, are suggesting this might set a dangerous precedent, with the practice spreading to other types of online platforms, including pure user speech. This precedent was set as soon as hate speech laws started becoming a thing in the allegedly free world. So fuck you. You probably supported that shit. This is the next logical step. Welcome to the future, where the government reaches out and takes user posts down from platforms directly. No more pretense that the platform is considering their request, exercising judgment, or trying to protect users, Keller twatted in reaction to eBay's announcement. There never was any pretense. If the fucking government knocks on eBay's door and says, you guys are going to take these listings down, eBay doesn't have the power to say no. I mean, technically they do, but it's going to cost them a lot. In another twat, Keller, while acknowledging the distinction between marketplaces and speech platforms, notes that this type of direct intervention by the state without judicial review will present problems related to constitutionality and human rights in some countries. Global standards! This is what that gets you, you know. All these corporations have been gimping everything down to the lowest common denominator for global standards. And guess what? Global standards are the lowest common denominator of censorship. So enjoy. This is what you wanted. Did you really think that you were going to be the arbiter of what counts as global standards? Sorry, that's China's job, motherfucker. Even contained to a marketplace, the new policy could prove to be rife with controversy and problems. Different countries have different rules about what constitutes an unsafe and illegal item, and unintentional error or overreach has already happened in the past, sometimes even to prevent a big company's competition from selling products. Yeah, Amazon in particular is notorious for this. I covered that story a couple of months back, actually, on my own channel. About that, a dude who made camera tripods, of all things. And then one day, out of the blue, his account is locked down until he proved he wasn't selling like counterfeit goods or whatever. And they basically demanded that he give them his supplier info, right? So in order to get his account back online, he had to provide Amazon with his supplier info, with an invoice, with all that stuff to prove that his product was legit. And then Amazon was like, okay, here you go. You can have your stuff back. You can have your account back. And then 2 months later, that exact same tripod shows up as an Amazon Essentials product, and Amazon is selling it for less than this guy is getting it from his supplier. So basically, he said we could have just bought the Amazon ones and repackaged them, and it would have been the same thing and kept selling it. But nah, I think ultimately the guy shut his store down and went into real estate. You know eBay is going to be doing something like that next. Well, potentially. At this point, I don't think eBay sells another product. Or I don't think they have a product of their own. Like, they are just the marketplace. But it's only a matter of time until they decide to branch out. You never know. It's also not hard to imagine that authoritarian countries could use these powers to undermine political opposition from distributing products that, for example, express criticism of the regime. Oh, like America, right? They're going to be pulling down all sorts of stuff, making fun of the Harris administration, while they're probably going to allow like fake severed Orange Man heads. Like, oh, that's fine. Oh, it's just a Halloween prop. You think it would have been just a Halloween prop if it was like some fake severed Obama head? Oh, dude, they treat that as a hate crime. You think it's going to be just a Halloween prop if they made like a fake severed heels up Harris head? Oh, no, that's a hate crime too. We can't have that. But all the fake severed Orange Man heads, oh, that's fine. That's fine. It's free speech, guys. You don't have to like it. Anyone who doesn't realize that America is an authoritarian regime is, quite honestly, completely blind. Oh man, I am so excited to tell you guys right now that finally, after about a year of build-up and shilling, we have launched Blade Devil on Indiegogo, and so far it is doing so well thanks to awesome people like you. If you haven't backed it yet, then please check the links in the description and check out Blade Devil on Indiegogo. You will not be disappointed. Looking forward to seeing you there.